Hi, my name is Robert. I'm an applications developer. I was using Slack and switched to Skype. For more information, you can click below. The biggest business problem that both of these products help me solve is the idea to collaborate with other members of your team and also with members outside of your team. It opens up a channel for communication through voice as well as through instant messaging. Just helps everyone to stay connected. One of the main draws to Skype is just the user base for it. Um, when switching over to Skype, it was like every other company that we were working with also had Skype, and so the connection there to chat with someone from another company outside of your organization was a lot easier because they had the same software, they had the same licensing, they had the same memberships. And that even went further into personal connections as well. With Skype, I'm able to stay in touch with some with I play in a basketball group at the YMCA, and everyone in that group uses Slack on their mobile phones. And every single person has a Slack account. So if you have a Microsoft account, you can have a Slack account. And that group has 50 something people in it, and every single person with no issues. We can always make sure that there's enough people to play pickup on mornings at the YMCA. So that's, I think, the main thing why Skype is so beneficial is just because it's so widely used. It's the mass adopted product for instant messaging and phone calls. What Slack, I would say, is best for is instant messaging and voice calls, especially when you're working with any kind of .org or .gov or .mil agency. Especially in my world, we do a lot of government work and a lot of military work, and all of those folks are in the Microsoft environment. Which means that in order to speak with them, you have to have either a Skype or a Teams or some sort of Microsoft form of communication. So previously with other instant messaging and voice call applications, we would have to have them set up the meeting, and then we would have to join as a guest, opposed to being able to do all of that kind of preparatory legwork on our end. Now we're able to set up the meeting, send them an invite, and they're able to hop right on and join us without any kind of issues. Getting started with Slack was interesting. It was about 4 years ago, and I think Slack was just kind of coming onto the market. So it had a lot of user-friendly sort of things that you would think of, the way that the application navigated, the way that the application worked. It was quite intuitive, so I would say it wasn't hard at all to kind of get up to speed. But I will say I don't think we use Slack to the full of its capabilities. I think there were a lot of features that maybe we didn't use the way that we could have used or should have used within our team. Skype, on the other hand, just because of other folks using it in the past and because of just the history and how long it's been around, we were able to really get up to speed quickly on Slack or on Skype, and we were able to do things like integrate SharePoint documents and bring over other shared documents that way. We were able to include other kinds of Microsoft attachments and Microsoft things like sharing Excel sheets and sharing Word files through Skype that made it a lot easier, and all those features were kind of built in. It was like someone already kind of knew that a lot of those things were possible. So as soon as Skype, sorry, came on board, we were just able to hop right in and start the collaborative approach to working on projects really quite easily. The top considerations for looking for this type of software is definitely support. I would say is number one. We did have Slack go down on us, and the support wasn't really there to get it up and running as soon as possible. So when an application like this goes down that your team relies on to communicate, especially in this world that we're in, where there's so many folks working remote, you really lose that line of communication, and there's no other way to contact folks. So I think support is the number one thing. I would also recommend just what fits best into yours and your client's overall like suite of products, and that's again why we kind of went towards Microsoft enabled Microsoft suite sort of applications with Skype. It works flawlessly with all of the other things inside of an enterprise license. It works well with Word and Excel and OneNote and SharePoint, and it's yeah, I think I would say those are the two main considerations: is support, and then who you and your clients as well are using as their enterprise sort of business softwares. Absolutely.